for some reason, we always hear it's the female's responsibility to take care of the parents. What are your thoughts? Is that something true, or just, something that, dependent on families?
Coming from, as a person who took care of his grandparents on both sides, paternal and maternal, until their last day, it was a great honor to have been their caregiver, their appointment scheduler, their pharmacy, their hygiene specialist. But it was also a greater honor to be nurtured and cared by them. And that's the difference between Polynesian Pacific Islander psychology and Western psychology. Our behaviors and our biopsychosocial experiences within the Ainga. I remember I went fishing with my grandparents, and the old man, I remember going into the water back home in Samoa, and fishing can be very dangerous, especially when done at night. And the old man says, "Son, pipi'i vai makikau. Pipi'i mai vai akia. Ai pipi'i mai kiau. Ile a fioi. Ai a ese aku oi. Ya kalusia ile o atuya o se tulanga ile tau." In English, he said, "Son, in these waters, stick to me and be by my side, and you will be safe. But if you stray away in the water, danger will come." That taught me a big lesson. As a provider and a caretaker to me, he gave me security, he gave me comfort, and he was the person to save my life in times of danger. Then you fast forward many years later, and the roles have now reversed. And it is unfathomable to think that it is not your place to take care of them when they are vulnerable. Itawi le lofa. Love is paid with love. And it was the greatest honor of my life to take care of my parents, my grandparents, which was taught to me at a young age. There are other factors to consider. There was, do I continue working? Do I continue going to school? But to me, and that's the difference between Islander psychology and Western psychology, is that it is more than just putting family first. It's also deeper and more spiritual than that. And for example, I'm not female. I'm male. And to me, it's common to see daughters take care of their parents. But it's not also uncommon to see males take care of their parents. You see it all the time back home in Samoa. I have a lot of cousins who are taking care of the elderly back home. Maybe because of the circumstances, they're the only ones home while everyone is working, going to school, whatnot, whatever the parameters may be around that predicament and circumstance. But me, taking care of my grandparents, there's this thing called the va. Ole va. Va tapuia. This va is the space in this relationship that is sacred. And within this va, especially le va oe mo matua, e tua oi, in this va and space and relationship are also boundaries. And sometimes these boundaries should not be crossed, but sometimes there are exceptions. Because of the changing of our roles in the family through time. And one of the va between me and my grandmother when it came to hygiene And I may have family who are listening to this and they understand too. There was a time when I was bathing my grandmother, and as a male at the time, at first I was like, oh, it's nothing. This is grandma. She changed my diapers, Tulowa, Lingana. Excuse my description. But when I saw my grandmother's face every time I was bathing her and helping her with her hygiene in specific areas, I would see her face and she would cry. And in the beginning, I was like, Grandma, you're crying. I don't know why you're crying. Am I hurting you? Am I too hard? And every time, same thing, Grandma, her response is this, in tears. Ia whamanguia le akua ia ke oe. So se mea te mana oai. Ia foa I mai le alofa maranga leile atua ia oe. Malo o langa. Ia manguia lo lumangai. She would pronounce this while I am giving her this bath. And it's because I realized growing up that there was a boundary leo sopo because of the circumstance and the exception. And I truly believe it was those prayers that saved my life throughout my life. And so to answer the question, what is it? Is it female? Is it daughters? Is it sons? To me, I don't think caregiving or caretaking of elders is based on gender. It's deeper than that. Ese fatino, ese longona. It's not our actions, it's more of our inner being and our nurturing skill sets. Some of us have it, some of us don't. I remember taking care of Grandma and Grandpa, and every time I leave and a girl would come, and next thing you know, Faya Monisao, or it could be vice versa. You take care of Grandpa, it was like, oh no, call one of the girls to come. It's not because I was a boy or a girl. It's not because it was my gender, leai. I feel like, and this is where, as Polynesians and Pacific Islanders, we delve into masculinity and femininity. And there's this toxic masculinity, and there's also toxic femininity too. And I think I just had traits that can be perceived as feminine, even though I was masculine. I was soft-hearted. I was obedient. I didn't talk back. I was able to cook. I could clean. I can do all these things that sometimes may be based on gender roles, but that's not the case in Pacifica and Polynesian and Samoan families. Po'ai tangata o loto alofa. Maloto angalelei. O tangata na esiri atu e tausi e tatou matua. And I close with this. It's generational. I remember I was carrying luggage, groceries on both of my hands, and my buttons on my shirt started to unbutton. And I told my younger sister, I go, hey, come button my shirt. And she looked at me, rolled her eyes. She's like, eh. And I go, hey, don't fali Tapora, because you're going to take care of me when you grow older. And she looked at me and she goes, no, brother. My kids are going to take care of you. And so that is the type of environment that we grew up in. We all take care of each other. I think what's also important is defining what those boundaries are. And what I mean is, do we close in those boundaries to specifically just caregiving and that's it? Or should we expand the boundaries to where we can be fluid and still work on our improvement in our life and thrive while at the same time taking care of loved ones? Again, that's something about navigating, and that's what we do as Pacifica people. We navigate through these roles and through these spaces, whether it is whatever hat you're wearing today or tomorrow or throughout the day, you navigate. And so that's my answer and my 2 cents concerning gender roles when it comes to taking care of our elders. I don't think it's not so much gender. It's more if you have the heart for service. And there is heart work and there is hard work, and the two run together. And so manatu vai vaile na faftai.